Hey, good stuff. Okay, we did a lot of really good things.
Well, it is a final against the Chicago Sky, and it was the worst nightmare that the Chicago Sky and Angel Reese could have possibly imagined.
In a single night, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever completely humiliated Angel Reese and her squad, not by making disparaging remarks, but by altering the WNBA record books.
Maybe the most petty, insufferable athlete in sports right now. Her jealousy for Caitlin Clark has made her act a fool on and off the court. Wow. For the love of God, can we now 100% collectively agree Caitlin Clark is leaps and bounds better than Angel Reese? This will be the last time their names can ever be associated with each other. Of course it won't be. It won't be, because the media can't lose it.
Angel seems to have arrived for a pleasant scrimmage and received a reality check on par with the finals.
Stated there is a line for Caitlin Clark merch around the corner at 9 a.m., an hour before the team store opens. 6 hours before tip-off, there has never been anybody like CC. My goodness.
And no, this girl entered the game as if she owned the league. She wasn't the same bewildered rookie Clark from the previous season.
NBA players weirdly have been fighting growth. Stop fighting the truth. Get out of your own way. It is a bad look. She is a fascinating player, and it must be exhausting hating new cool things.
And trust me, Caitlin Clark strode into the WNBA like she owned the league after showing up for opening night. She scored 20 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, and provided 10 assists, making her the fastest player in WNBA history to record 3 career triple-doubles.
Look at that, folks. That is a blowout, a drubbing, a smashing. I mean, it is absolutely insane.
For background, you are aware that it took her 41 games. It took Alyssa Thomas more than 200 games to tie for the second most 20-point triple-doubles. Caitlin completed it in a fraction of the time and gave the impression that she was training against traffic cones in the quarters.
Under 20. Possession after possession wears on the team. And then that was the entire game. They were feeling us every cut. We were talking, we were communicating, we were flying around, deflections.
They have been referring to her as a shooter, a playmaker, and even a rookie sensation. But now she has something else on her resume, certified shot blocker. And if that wasn't enough, she casually added a career high 4 blocks 4 as a point guard in a season opener. That's not only impressive, it's unheard of. No other point guard in league history has ever done that on opening night.
Dave Portnoy won $350,000. He placed a $25,000 bet on a Caitlin Clark triple-double right before tip-off, and he won $350,000.
Meanwhile, in the realm of ridiculous sports wagering, Dave Portnoy of Bartool Sports wagered $25,000 that Caitlin would receive a quadruple bonus. Guess what? He took home $350,000. LeBron James even turned to Twitter to give a rare nod triple, dub CC, which is a wonderful way to start the season when he tweets about you after game 1. That's not just a win, it's a statement, the kind of win that makes you scream, she really did it.
It's nothing. Like, it is a basketball play and an Angel goes flying. Angel gets hit, in fairness, and she just flies. And then jumps up and tries to go at her. She tries to charge her down while Caitlin walks away.
After reviewing the footage, the referees declared it a flagrant, stating that Caitlin had just taken a steel chair to her back when Angel erupted, leaping up and yelling, "What the F are you doing?" You could feel the temperature change in the crowd, and everyone's attention was focused on this clash between emotion and ego before things got much messier. When Aaliyah Boston intervened to break them apart, she was penalized with a technical violation for holding the piece.
I got the tech?
Oh,
First of all,
no!
I know.
let's not make it anything that it's not. It was just a good play on the basketball. I'm not sure what the refs saw to upgrade it, and that's up to their discretion after watching the initial.
After that, everything went completely haywire, and social media experienced a complete meltdown. The fans weren't arguing the foul anymore. Instead, they were analyzing Angel's facial expressions as if they were a courtroom sketch. Some called it petty, while others called it performance art. However, everyone agreed that the tension was genuine and wasn't going away. Angel Reese, always quick with a headline, tweeted, "Doesn't dislike Caitlyn, she hates her. Not disliked hate the kind of hate you can't hide."
Might have pushed or shoved Aaliyah Boston, but I'm telling you right now, Caitlin Clark ain't playing no games, dog. Caitlin Clark been in that weight room. She won all this.
And despite everything that happened, one thing was certain. Caitlin Clark triumphed by 35 and dropped a triple-double, leaving Angel Reese in disarray in front of 17,000 spectators and millions more online. That is a disgrace on national television, not simply a victory.
Caitlin Clark's stat line, let me just read it to you. She came away with 20 points, 4 blocks, that's a career high for her, 2 steals, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. Like, who are you, Caitlin Clark?
Let's talk about what really happened when the Indiana Fever took the court on May 14th, 2025 at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. What transpired during those 40 minutes wasn't just a victory, it was a full-blown basketball massacre. The final score, 93-58, isn't a typo. That's the second largest win margin in the team's history. The only other game in 28 years that was more lopsided was against the Chicago Sky, the team the league had marketed as a Caitlyn versus Angel marquee matchup, but it looked more like varsity versus intramurals.
Maybe the most petty, insufferable athlete in sports right now. Her jealousy for Caitlin Clark has made her act a fool on and off the court. Wow. For the love of God, can we now 100% collectively agree Caitlin Clark is leaps and bounds better than Angel Reese? This will be the last time their names can ever be associated with each other. Of course it won't be. It won't be, because the media can't lose it.
And more than just the scoreboard was destroyed. You want stats, and that night 11 records fell in one game on opening night, not across a season or a playoff run. Here is a point guard center duo of Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston that recorded 9 blocks in a season opener, making WNBA history as the first PGC pair to do so. 4 of those blocks were from Clark, who currently holds the record for the most blocks by a point guard in a season debut, and the other 5 were from Boston. Of course, since it seems that defense is contagious in Indiana's locker room.
I'm not sure what the refs saw to upgrade it, and that's up to their discretion after watching the initial whatever happened during the play and then whatever happened after. We watch a lot of basketball. It's a take foul to put them at the free throw line. I'd rather give up 2 points. I've watched a lot of basketball in my life. That's exactly what it was. I wasn't trying to do anything malicious. That's not the type of player I am. So, yes, wasn't anything like that. And I went for the ball, and that's clear as day in the replay. You watch it. It shouldn't have been upgraded, but again, that's up to the refs.
Let's now discuss Chicago's offensive, or what was left of it. The Fever kept the Sky to less than 20 points in each quarter, which is extremely uncommon in professional basketball. It's not just strong defense. The first quarter saw 13 points. And the second quarter saw 13 points. Third 16, fourth 15, and 14, Chicago couldn't even manage to get into a 20-point frame by happenstance. Every possession felt like a botched team effort.
It's a tough one. It is a really, really tough one, because Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are in fact one of the tougher teams to game plan for. They really are. And in this game, I mean, as I say this, he had 0.
While Caitlin was calmly eliminating Angel Reese on the other end of the court as part of her warm-up routine, midway between her thrashing outburst and the mayhem of technical fouls, her own coach was not defending her. In the middle of the third quarter, Reese was benched to rest starters rather than as part of a rotation. This was a chilly, silent benching, and everyone watching understood that it was damage control.
Destroyed the Sky in front of a sold-out 17+ thousand. Fouled Angel Reese. Angel Reese loses her mind, tries to fight Caitlin Clark.
And Caitlin was out on the floor pretending she didn't even notice as all that drama simmered on Chicago's bench. She dropped dimes, hammered threes, grabbed rebounds, set screens, and didn't even look in Angel's direction. That's the kind of unflappable calmness you can't fake. The more insane, at one point in the middle of the fourth quarter, Reese had the more Clark locked in. Clark found Boston on a pick and roll that appeared to have been sketched with a compass and a ruler. It was clinical, harsh, and smooth.
WNBA long before Caitlin Clark. Well, yeah, it's not my problem your social life was boring. I'm not going to apologize for watching it when it got really interesting. And I've said this about Steph Curry. I love Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler in pods.
To worsen the situation, when asked after the game if they had anticipated that kind of performance from Clark, Fever head coach Christy Sides replied, "We expect this from her every night. That wasn't just confidence, it was a warning shot. If that was game one, good luck the rest of the season."
Caitlin Clark said, "No layups in my house," and sent Angel Reese flying like it was a Southwest commercial. That flop had Academy Award winner written all over it. But the refs really looked at that and said, yep, that's definitely murder, and gave Caitlin a flagrant like she pulled a knife out mid-play.
The internet did what it does best when Angel Reese's face twisted into that now iconic scream on May 14th, 2025, during the Indiana Fever's home opener. Her expression was captured on camera, captioned, remixed, slowed down, and plastered onto everything from coffee mugs to TikTok slideshows in a matter of minutes. By hour 2, it had officially entered the merchandise pipeline when a third-party Etsy shop in New Jersey released a limited run of Scream Queen t-shirts using her mid-lunge. Screenshot, and they sold out in 4 hours.
And Angel tried to run up on her and said, "You're crazy as fuck, what the fuck are you doing?" And Caitlin's all like, "This is just basketball. It's either a layup or free throws. Pick one."
It's just a good take foul, you know? If you don't, either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, you know, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
By the time ESPN's post-game analysis aired, TikTok had already advanced to round 2 of dramatic reenactments. Users used voiceovers, fire emojis, and clown music to act out the entire benching scene. One video, which featured Reese's meltdown, face with the caption, "When she realizes Caitlin dropped a triple-double and stole her storyline," received 3.8 million views in less than 12 hours. Regardless of the box score, the internet had selected its storyline, and Angel Reese was cast as the antagonist in a play she didn't write.
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever is currently putting the beats on the Chicago sky, and I'm telling you right now, Angel Reese is furious because she wants to make it her business to beat Caitlin Clark this year, and I'm telling you right.
And Kendrick Perkins dubbed it Passion Chinese Agwam when the commentators divided evenly. Never one to mince words, Stephen A. Smith questioned, "At what point does passion become a distraction?" Mike referred to it as emotion on display. Emmanuel Acho stated unequivocally on Fox Sports that Reese's actions were a brand risk, pointing out how sponsors view such content. Jamala Hill also tweeted that the entire incident was a display of immaturity, which raised some eyebrows given her previous defense of Angel. Some called it a public meltdown, while others called it fire, but no one said it was unforgettable.
Why, sports reporters? Well, I told you guys there would be a follow-up video on the nuclear fallout. That's exactly what it's been.
Sports Talk Radio was on fire during that discussion. Every time, Gainbridge Fieldhouse was doing something very different. Fever fans erupted in cheers when Caitlin Clark touched the ball in the 4th quarter, loud and unrepentant, while the sky bench was silent and the cameras panned to Angel, who was sitting with his eyes fixed forward and surrounded by teammates who weren't responding or talking, just existing, with a contrast that was sharp enough to cut steel.
Over the take foul, as Caitlin Clark is calling it, and that's a great way to say it. It was a take foul. She was trying to prevent a wide open layup, although one could argue that she might have missed it anyway.
And that contrast became the plot point because, although Caitlin Clark was casually leaving with a 21-10 triple-double and a career-high 4 blocks, her body language remained composed and laser-focused. Her only outburst was a quick fist bump with Boston and a smile. However, when the final buzzer sounded, that stillness turned into a talking point, and every camera angle of Angel shouting and stomping gestures was looped and mocked in memes, with captions like "Unbothered Nah" unhinged on Angel Reese, and then Angel Reese went absolutely utterly berserk. The WNBA's front offices are aware of the popular videos. Marketing teams, sponsors, and the NCAA, which witnessed all of this, happened only weeks after releasing their emotional conduct memo in response to escalating tensions in women's college ball, are aware of what goes viral. This wasn't an isolated incident, rather it was proof.
On Angel Reese, and then Angel Reese went absolutely, utterly berserk.
Analyst, if this keeps up, Angel won't be recognized for her rebounds, but rather for her reactions. Monica McNutt stated simply on Get Up. WNBA Insider, according to Rachel Galligan, general managers are already making mental notes that coaches don't want to micromanage. Instead, they want players who help teams win without destroying the locker room. Additionally, the league is facing a branding conundrum as viral video is spreading more quickly than ESPN can create a highlight reel. Since the post-game is about theatrics rather than strategies or execution, does drama help the WNBA grow, or does it hurt the product? What do you think about Angel Reese's meltdown? Was it justifiable in terms of passion, or did it go too far into liability territory? Caitlin Clark may have left the court with a victory, but Angel Reese left with a full-blown PR issue wrapped in glitter and pandemonium. Tell us in the comments which side you support.
Foul, you know, if either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, you know, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a take foul. Every basketball player knows that.